pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So before we get into our meeting tonight, the Burlington community lost a great man in Al Fay last week. So I'd like to do a moment of silence in his memory for his family. He was a Burlington firefighter for over 40 years. He was on the select board for 6 years. He was on the planning board for 6 years. He was involved in all local charities. I knew Al from a very young age. My father worked for them on the fire department, so I've known Al for pretty much my whole life. He was a great man. And not only that, for the recreation department, he was instrumental in bringing Santa Claus to the Christmas tree lighting every year on his antique fire truck. And not only that, he was the first person who started Truck Day many years ago, which is one of the recreation department's biggest events now that is called Trucktober. So it's with great sorrow, but I would like to do a moment of silence for Al. Thank you. And our condolences to all his family and friends. Anyone else have anything they wanted to say for Al?
Well, I hadn't planned anything, Dave, but I just heard about it actually today. But, I mean, when I think about Al Fay, I just think about somebody who's like the fabric of the town. You know, he was involved in everything. He volunteered his time and, you know, his energy and his resources and his talents, and he knew everything that was going on in town.
I mean, a lot of the stuff that's happened.
He was a big part of helping build the town of Burlington into what it is today, and you know, he lived a great life, and he's going to be sorely missed, but the town of Burlington was very fortunate to have Al Fay as one of its great residents.
I'll say. Anyone else? All right, thank you, guys. So with that, we need the approval of minutes for December 13th. Can I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Nelson, seconded by Commissioner Gaffney. Any questions on the minutes?
Well done.
Well done, yes. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
500, motion is approved. Public participation. Oh, it's hard to get in here tonight, so.
Do you need a copy to sign?
Yeah, can we, actually, I have a copy here, actually, we can sign these.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? Give me that one. I don't want to say yes and then I screw it all up. So Brendan isn't here tonight, so Kelly will be giving Brendan's report, Director of Park and Recreation report.
Thank you. So the Simons Park charging stations, as you remember, we were working with DPW and Eversource on a grant that would cover the cost of infrastructure improvements for EV charging stations at Simons Park. Brendan was recently notified that the cost to support the project would be too great, and we will not be installing the infrastructure at this time. Our maintenance division has been busy cleaning up from the recent wind and rainstorms, and more recently the snow this past couple days. And they've been working to complete a few park cleanups, installing some bike racks and benches around the town, and are working on the T-pads at Simons Park for the disc golf course. With the weather being what it is, they are removing all of the tennis and pickleball nets at both Rohannes and Simons, and locking the pickleball courts at Simons Park for the season on January 5th. A notice was put out on social media. We also emailed all of our Club 50 participants, letting them know of the court closure for the season. They've also begun the task of taking down the lights and the holiday decorations on the town buildings, properties, and the common. And as long as the weather cooperates, we should be able to take everything down in a reasonable amount of time. Repairs will be made to anything that was damaged over the season, and be ready to go next season. the fiscal '25 budget. They have a department heads meeting scheduled for January 10th, where they hope to get some budget guidelines. In the past years, we anticipate a 3 to 3.5% blended budget increase with the schools in the town. This is going to prove to be difficult as the salary obligations for BMEA already put in the budget poses a 5% increase for that, and the contract for A&P, which covers both myself and Brennan, has not been settled for the next year. The budget will see increases in salary, full and part-time, overtime, and occupancy. We're working on finalizing the numbers for this year and hope to present them at the next meeting in January.
Questions?
Yeah.
Quick comment on that part of your report,
Sure.
Kelly. I mean, I don't think as a commission, there's much we can do about salary increases. They're
No.
contractual. If it means that our budget is going to go up more than the guideline, I mean, there's nothing that we can really do about it other than, support the increases. They're well-deserved around the town, and particularly in our budget. So I'm even though it says here that a budget's going to be difficult, I don't really think it should be difficult. I think that we need to support the salary increases that we're going to be seeing next year, and hopefully the town will agree with us and not even consider not approving our budget. I mean, we're not adding staff, really. We're just keeping up with cost of living increases, which is really what most of these salary increases are. They're just COLAs, and people really deserve more than a COLA increase, but because things are tight, we generally are limited to that. So I don't think it's going to be that tough. Myself personally, I think the town will understand why our budget is going up and maybe a little bit over the guideline, and I think they'll support us.
I agree. Anyone else?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just want to comment on the maintenance with regard to the pickleball nets. I can tell you that the pickleball community appreciates the nets being up till January 5th. With the weather that it was mild up to that point. I felt really like spring out there, and I know the community really appreciates the recreation supporting extending that season for them.
Excellent.
So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Kelly. Continue.
So on to the Assistant Director report. For the past couple of years, the Program Division have published our year in review, and this year is no different. The document includes information from our program services, special events, and updates on projects that have been completed, along with their funding sources. We uploaded that information to our website and social media platforms on Friday, January 5th. I know Brennan passed along links to you guys, but we also have some printed copies. If you guys are interested in grabbing one of those before you leave tonight, we have some here for you guys as well. In addition to that, our community partnership brochure has also been released to the community. It outlines opportunities for local businesses and organizations to partner with the Burlington Parks and Rec Department through event sponsorship, in-kind donations, volunteerism, and the like. That also can be found on our website by clicking become a community partner, and we have hard copies here if you guys are interested in grabbing one of those before you leave as well.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
I just want to note,
Commissioner
Kelly, I
Carl.
did look at both of the documents, of course, being in marketing. But the year in review was really great. I think it's something that everybody should, take a chance and really dive in and look at the impact that the Recreation Department does have on the community, and how, the great programs that you have and what you've done to enhance and, really just make the living here just an enjoyable experience. So great job with that. And obviously the partnership brochure is very well done and very engaging. So great job.
Awesome. Thank you. I'll pass it along to our staff. For programming, our ski and snowboard program has begun. Friday, our group of almost 90 went to Wachusett for the Friday night program for middle school and high school students. And tomorrow, our elementary program will be going to Neshoba with almost 80 enrolled in that program as well. There's two buses each night going to the locations. We have 5 staff members going to Wachusett along with 5 volunteers, and we have a staff of 7 going to Neshoba with a slew of volunteers. Takes a lot of people to tie all those boots and make sure all the equipment is on. So we're excited to be kicking that off, and the snow that we got this past weekend is only adding to that excitement for sure. Our program staff is currently working on the 2024 spring brochure. They're planning to release at the end of February, beginning of March, and residents can look forward to an early or mid-March registration. Once the brochure is completed, it will once again be uploaded to our website and social media platforms for people, and we will release the actual registration date closer to March. In Therapeutic Recreation Division, this past fall, the Therapeutic Recreation Division hosted sensory-friendly family photos as a family connection event. The photo sessions were offered in a sensory-friendly environment with sensory support tools available in support of the therapeutic recreation staff on site. A former employee of ours, Allison Heffler, Allison Marie Photography, partnered with us for the photo sessions. And she delivered a gallery of digital images to each family. I've seen the photos; they came out amazing. There's some really great shots in there, and the families were very happy with the photos that they got. And this effort was funded through the community grant that we received from the Massachusetts Executive Office of Health and Human Services. I can never say that right. It's such a tongue twister. And we're looking forward to more family-friendly events moving forward, funded through the grant initiative that we received earlier this past year. Our special events wrapped up in December with our annual Calling Santa and Gingerbread decorating events. We were able to connect Santa with over 50 Burlington families. And we hosted over 25 families at Grandview Farm to decorate their gingerbread houses and bring home for the season. Both of those events are really a lot of fun. And finally,
Mr. Chairman, can I
oh,
just?
sorry.
Kelly, so I have friends who had Santa call their house, and they said it was the most magical thing that happened over the holidays. They said it was so great, and they said whoever plays Santa is like amazing. They loved it.
Santa.
Right, Santa's amazing, but they were just amazed, like, it was the highlight of their children's holiday that Santa
I
calls
love
them,
that.
so it was, like, seriously, it's an amazing offering that you all have.
Oh, I love that. We'll pass that along to Santa as well. Finally, the outdoor facility master plan. In addition to the great feedback provided by Weston and Sampson, provided to Weston and Sampson at the tree lighting, we received an additional 175 responses from our online survey regarding the conceptual plans for both Overlook Park and the Simons Park Playground. The community provided some additional feedback that has been worked into the conceptual plan for each site. While the current focus is on the conceptual plan with estimated pricing for Overlook Park, so we're able to complete the land and water conservation grant due in a couple days, work will pick up on the remainder of the project once that's completed. So we can look for more surveys, more input coming up and over the next several weeks from there.
Excellent, Kelly. So the grant will be in the end of this week?
The grant's due on Thursday,
Okay,
so we're finalizing it now, crossing our Ts, dotting our Is,
good.
those kinds
Good
of
job,
things.
Kelly.
Yeah,
That's a
yeah.
big one for us, so
Yeah, we're
thank you for all the
excited.
hard work on that.
We're excited.
Any questions for Kelly on her report? Commissioner Nelson?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I had a question from someone about the Overlook Park, and they were wondering if any consideration had been given to another wading pool up there, because the Simons Park pool, I guess, gets some competition in the summer. Has that ever been considered as part of the planning?
Not for that site. There is some spray pad thoughts at other locations, but we hadn't thought of that up there. Want to make sure we're limiting traffic through that area. And those kinds of amenities really lend well to a lot of traffic. So I think we've targeted maybe another area with some spray features, maybe looking at some spray features at Simons in addition to the wading pool, just to kind of spread that out a little bit. But we are aware that we do need another water activity in town.
Yeah.
A pool would be great. But that's not something that we have space for at
Yeah.
this point in time. So we're looking at the alternative, which is more of like a spray pad situation.
And I know, through the chair, we're going to be talking a little bit later about Wildmere warrant article. Has there been any thought about a wading pool over there?
A wading pool at Wildmere?
Yeah.
Not to
It
my
looks like
knowledge.
we're trying to reduce the size of it. It looks like
The
it's-
playground?
Yeah.
Yeah, the footprint of the playground is rather large. Looking at well, we can get into it more when we get there, but looking at a pour-in-place service instead of the mulch, which is more accessible across the board, creating a smaller footprint with keeping the fall zones in mind. It's really doable at Wildmere specifically. Everything there is very spread out, and the fall zones are well within the frame there, so.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's all I have, Mr. Chairman, thank you.
thank you. Good job, guys. So, let's go. Chairman's report, I really don't have anything other than talking about the spray pads. I know that's something that we're trying to work with the Board of Selectmen, maybe getting them to support other projects for us that we really can't put into our budgets or warrant articles. So that's something that we're working on, but we're still waiting on the budget process to come through. That'll come through at their meetings this week. But that's all I really have. Any subcommittee reports?
No.
No subcommittee reports. So new business, Kelly. Do
Okay.
you want to start
Yeah.
with the appointment, or? Yeah.
It's the easier of the two.
Yeah.
So we've completed the interview for the program coordinator position and are happy to say that that the most qualified candidate is our current assistant program coordinator, Jeff DeSalvo. Jeff has been with us for just under a year and has quickly assimilated into his position. Jeff's prior experience with the Natural Recreation Department and Salem Boys and Girls Club, along with his work here over the last year, make him the next program coordinator candidate. We're excited to have him in this new role to continue to expand our programs and events. We are requesting the Recreation Commission vote to appoint Jeff DeSalvo to the position of Program Coordinator effective January 15th, 2024.
So can I have a motion?
No, I'm going to make that motion, Mr. Chairman.
Yes,
I
can I
move that the commission vote to appoint Mr. Jeff DeSalvo as the new program coordinator for the Recreation Department.
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Gaffney. Any questions about Jeff being appointed to that position?
I just have a comment, Mr. Chairman.
Sure.
Yeah, I've been to a couple of programs where Jeff has been there and have been impressed, not only with his knowledge, but his enthusiasm, so I completely support this. Thank you.
Excellent. Commissioner
Yeah,
Carlson?
I echo his sentiments. I've seen him at a lot of the events, as well as basketball and a couple of the other programs that you all are running, and he's been doing a great job as far as keeping things organized, so it's very well deserved.
Yes, I would concur with all those comments. I think Jeff's, I was fortunate during the interview process last year, and Jeff's, he's very well knowledgeable on this stuff, and I'm very happy for him to get this position, if he gets the position after we vote. So all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
500. And Jeff, congratulations. January, next week?
January 15th, yep.
Okay.
Monday.
Yep.
So Brenda just wanted to give an update. Now that we have a new program coordinator, the search will begin for a new assistant program coordinator. And we are planning to advertise the assistant program coordinator position starting tomorrow, and have that out there until January 23rd. We are planning to schedule interviews for the week of January 29th, and if necessary, hold second interviews starting February 9th. If all goes well, we hope to have somebody by the end of February, beginning of March, because I know it seems far away, but summer is right around the corner for us, and we need to start planning. So we're excited to kind of go through that process and get somebody new on board.
Excellent. Thank you for that. And so now we're going to go to our capital requests, Kelly. Which one do you want to start with?
Whatever you have in front of you is fine with me.
There we go. I'm always start with the skid steer.
So,
I get the skid steer. Are
skid
you guys
steer.
fine with that?
Yeah, sure.
Skid steer
Okay.
first?
Yep.
That's what I have first.
So we are looking to purchase a new skid steer. It will be used throughout the year for playground and athletic field maintenance, bring in fall cleanups, snow removal, and more. Due to their compact size and versatility, they're able to work in smaller areas not able to accommodate our larger equipment. The efficiency and speed of the skid steers can contribute to the significant time and labor savings. They handle multiple tasks without the need for frequent equipment changes, reducing downtime and increasing productivity. We're asking $60,000. The useful life of this equipment is approximately 15 years. And Brennan has included the quotes and information for you guys to see the backup there.
Okay, questions? Commissioner
Mr.
Nelson?
Chairman, I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to call you earlier on this, Kelly. I was just looking at the backup later on this afternoon, and the quote is $67,000,
Yep.
but we're only looking for 60. Are we expecting a
Yes.
discount?
Yes, so included in that top line, like 2/3 down the page, the comfort package. We're not going to purchase the comfort package, so we're deducting that $7,400.
These things here.
Oh, yeah,
So that brings it down to approximately 59.
Gotcha. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
So, anyone else have a question before on the comfort package, I know we went through this last year, and we ended up getting a nicer, I forget what maintenance equipment it was. It was a big tractor, and we ended up getting the heated and,
Oh, with the cab.
yeah,
Yep.
so, the maintenance crew, Bill, doesn't think we need any parts of these, because if, we don't want to go back afterwards
Yep.
to ask for these, like
Yep.
the high flow hydraulics. I mean, I'm not privy to how these
Sure.
things work, but,
The way it was explained to me was that it was deemed that
we didn't.
the
need-
radio, the backup camera, all of that comes in the comfort package is not necessary. They'll still have the comfortable seating, all of the necessary equipment to run the skid steer, but the additional, the items there are
Okay.
not necessary for
Okay.
production.
Just, because if they come back saying, like, so we're going to vote on the 60,000. Go ahead, Commissioner Brooks.
Thanks, Mr. Chairman. Just a quick question. So in the first page, we talk about snow removal. Is there already existing snow removal attachments for the Bobcat that rec has, or no? Because I just didn't see one on the list. I just didn't know if it was something, maybe it was an oversight, or we already have the equipment. I apologize, don't know.
I don't know the answer to that, but I can ask Brendan and we can get that for you. I know they
Thanks.
were out today with some snow removal equipment on the Ventrac. I'm not sure if that is
Sure.
versatile enough to do that,
That was the equipment that we've got all the
but
extras on.
I can
Yeah,
I can
no worries.
ask and let him know.
Thank you.
Yep.
So, any other questions before we bring it to a motion? So can I have a motion for $60,000 on the skid steer for, where is it? That's what we're requesting, 60,000, right?
Yeah. I'll make a motion, Mr.
You
Chairman.
want to make a motion, Commissioner?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I move that the commission vote to approve the submission of a warrant article in the amount of $60,000 for the purchase of a new skid steer.
Second.
Steer.
Seconded by Commissioner Carlson. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
500.
Thank you.
So that one's approved. The next one I have is the tow behind leaf vacuum.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We're looking to purchase a tow behind leaf vac to replace the leaf vacuum that we currently have. The estimated cost is $20,000, approximately 10 to 15 year lifespan. The current leaf vacuum is over 10 years old and in need of continuous repair. The unit is attached to the back of the leaf box truck. It's cumbersome to use and undersized for our needs. The leaf vacuum is used for cleanups throughout the year and is heavily used during peak leaf cleanups from October through December.
So any questions on the leaf vacuum? So we got 10 years out of the last one? So we're expecting 10 to 15 out of this one.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I have a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I move that the commission vote to approve the submission of a warrant article for a leaf vacuum in the amount of $20,000.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Gaffney. All those in favor? 500. Motion passes. Next on I have is the zero-turn mower.
Okay, thank you. We are looking to replace one of our zero-turn mowers in the amount of $16,500. Approximate lifespan is 10 years. We currently have 2 zero-turn mowers that are used to maintain the grounds around all municipal buildings, schools, parks, and playgrounds. The mowers are used every day from March through October to cut grass and then are used for fall cleanups. The machines require daily maintenance to keep them running in optimal shape. Their versatility and size make them necessities for our staff to work efficiently. It's time to replace the older of these 2 units. So we will replace one this year and potentially look at replacing the second next year.
Any questions? Commissioner Gaffney?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Kelly, how old is the one that we're replacing now? How many years is that?
Brendan and I talked about this before he left. We believe the oldest one came the year before he came, so approximately 12 years old.
Okay. Do you happen to know what the other one is? Since we have
I
that
think
number?
it's 11 or 10 years old. It was purchased a year or 2 after that one.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, these take a beating. I mean, we see them
Yeah, they go all
all day, every day, and they do a great job, so.
Oh.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Are we getting the 72-inch one?
60-inch.
60-inch, okay. Any other questions on the zero turn? Can I have a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I move that the commission vote to approve the submission of a warrant article in the amount of $16,500 to replace the zero-turn mower with a new mower.
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Gaffney. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
500. Motion is approved. Article is approved. Next is replace the ball field groomer.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So we're looking to replace our ball field groomer. The estimated cost is $40,000. The useful life is approximately 15 years. The ball field groomer is used to provide a safe playable surface on our baseball and softball infields. It's used every day to maintain the town's fields from April through October. The current groomer is approximately 15 years old and is at the end of its useful life. The groomer is being overhauled this winter in order to get us through the spring. So we're requesting $40,000 to replace.
Okay, any questions on the ball field groomer?
Mr. Chairman, I just noticing, on the ball groom, you show the age of the groomer, but I think on the previous one, you didn't note the age of it. I think that's probably helpful for town meeting.
Okay, we can update that.
Yeah. I mean, ball field groomer, 15, yeah, because it doesn't take the beating as those lawnmowers do,
Yeah.
so it might be important to show the age of the lawnmower.
Okay.
I know mine don't last that long, so, and I'm just doing a couple of,
That's true. Can I have a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I move that the commission vote to approve the submission of a warrant article in the amount of $40,000 to purchase a new groomer, a ball field groomer for the baseball and softball fields.
Commissioner Nelson, do I have a second?
second.
Seconded by Commissioner Gaffney. Any questions? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
500. Article is approved, the motion is approved. Let me get the ball field. So there's the big boy.
Sure is.
The Wildman Playground renovation.
Yep, so we are looking to renovate the Wildmere Playground at an estimated cost of $190,000. The useful life is between 15 and 20 years. So the existing playground was installed in 2000, and the parts are getting harder and harder for us to source as we need to replace items. The playground area is much larger than we needed for the elements, and it's not currently accessible. We're planning to replace the playground with an age-appropriate structure, new swings, and a port-in-place surface that will be fully accessible.
Any questions, Commissioner?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So on the quote, I notice it doesn't include demo and removal. Does this, figure we're asking for, figure in money for removal of the existing equipment? Would be my only question.
Our staff would probably do that, right?
Yeah, our
Okay, it's
staff
covered by that.
typically takes
Got
it
it.
out.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, our staff can do that. Commissioner Nelson?
Thank you. Kelly, what is the poured-in-place surface? It sounds like concrete, but it's not. Is it something
It's not,
about
it's a
rubber?
rubberized,
It's a rubberized
surface.
Okay.
It's similar, the playground's right out here, you know how it has that,
Yep.
just the flat surface, and it's mixed with, here it's mixed with like AstroTurf, and some grassy areas. It just allows for a smoother transition, especially for participants who might have a mobility issue and they have to traverse using their arm strength. It allows for an easier kind of navigation of the playground itself.
Very good. That's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
This is the same stuff we put in at Regan, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
I was going to ask the same question.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, I go by that park frequently, and it is in need of repair, and I think making things closer is a great idea. So I'm in favor of this, but can I have a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I
Oh,
move,
anyone have any questions? I'm sorry. I know we talked a little bit before. No? All right.
Mr. Chairman, I move that the commission approve the submission of a warrant article in the amount of $190,000 for the installation of a new, for the playground renovation at Wildmere, which would include the installation of new playground equipment and new flooring.
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Gaffney. Any questions?
Just one other quick comment,
Sure,
Mr.
good
Chairman.
comment, sure.
It's a very dense neighborhood over there, so I imagine once we fix it up, it's going to get a lot of use. I'm not sure how much use it gets now, because it's not in very good shape, but it's very dense over there. A lot of families over there, you see a lot of people with
Well-
strollers and baby carriages and things, so I think it's a worthwhile expenditure.
That area is like all parts of Burlington right now. It was more of an older neighborhood. You know, those were actually cottages back in the day. The people from Boston used to come out in those houses. Now they're being, torn down, and they're building these beautiful homes back there. And you can also, from the Windmere section, those kids come down and use the park also, even though they do have a little park up there at Overlook. But, so it will get a lot of use out of both those neighborhoods. All those in favor say aye.
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 500. Motion approved. Okay, excellent. Hold on a second, Cal. Let me get back to my notes here. I'm all over the place. There we go. All right. Do we have any old business, Kelly?
Yep, just a couple things.
Sure.
The first is just a reminder that the town of Burlington will be hosting their first ever Civic Expo on Wednesday, January 17th, from 5 to 7 in the Murray Kelly Wing in our building. We look forward to having a booth there, and Brendan just wanted me to confirm that somebody would be coming?
I'll be there.
Multiple people? Okay,
I think we'll-
Dave and I are going to be there.
okay.
Yeah, I think everyone's
And Bill
sure.
and
Yeah, I
Jen.
think you guys will probably be representing your
Right.
respective boards, yeah.
Yep.
Okay,
So-
perfect. We'll let him know. And then he also wanted to give a reminder that we do have one warrant article for our town meeting in January 22nd. The replacement of the 2005 Ford van. As you may recall, The van had severe frame rot and was deemed unsafe. So we're asking for $50,000 to replace the van with a cargo Sprinter van. And the warrant and backup were sent to you on Thursday. So if you guys need any additional information or backup, just let us know and we'll get that to you as well.
Just a comment on that. So I think putting the pictures of the rotted frame onto the supporting information is really good, because the rotted frame pictures really look so bad that you can't keep it on there.
I
So
agree.
think
Do look horrible, yeah.
that's going to be very helpful, so very well done on that.
Perfect. That's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Is Brendan going to be at that meeting?
He is,
Okay.
yes.
Any need for an executive session?
No.
So we know our next meeting, which is 2 weeks for town meeting. So it's we're going to have that at 6 in that room down, what
Yeah,
room is it? It's the science room down there, right
Foreign
across from.
language?
Foreign language, yeah.
Foreign
Is it
language
foreign
room.
language? Okay.
Mhm.
Try to make it the right place this time.
Yeah. I forget the room number, but it's right across from the auditorium.
I'll be sure,
Jeremy
Brendan will
knows
put
where
it,
is.
Brendan will put it in the confirmation or the reminder, the room number.
It's crazy, because this is so different from when I was in high school here. All the rooms and how, everything's so changed. These used to be all like workshops, like wood shop, and so everything's changed, so. Don't worry about it, Jeremy, things happen, we all get lost. So we know our next meeting, we don't have to, our next meeting, we'll set up for the next meeting going forward in February.
I have a question, Mr.
Sure,
Chairman.
go ahead, Commissioner Nelson.
On our next meeting, Kelly, what's going to be on our agenda, do you know? I mean, do we need it?
I think we're gonna have a budget discussion at the next meeting.
Okay,
The fiscal '25 budget.
okay, very good.
Because they're getting all that information on Wednesday, right? On what our
the
guidelines
best
are
of my
gonna be, and then we'll
knowledge,
go
yes.
over the budget process. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yep.
Can I have, any other questions for Kelly? Can I have a motion to adjourn?
So made.
Commissioner Gaffney,
Second?
second by Commissioner Brooks. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. 500. This meeting is adjourned.